Hey y'all, today we are going to be transplanting an oak leaf hydrangea from a prior project I did earlier this year. You might remember I did a collection of pots underneath my patio of hydrangeas that I got on clearance after Mother's Day. And one of the oak leaf hydrangea, I don't love it there. And so I found another space on the side of the yard that I'm going to move it over there. And then I have a few other hydrangeas that I had in my infirmary area that I was revitalizing and bringing back. And I'm going to be planting those back in the hydrangea display that I have on my porch. They're going to take the place of that oak leaf hydrangea. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and make sure you jump over to TikTok and check me out. I'm under She's a Mad Gardener. Okay, this is the hydrangea area, even though you're not seeing a whole lot of hydrangeas right here. It is a series of pots, and I've bought a bunch of clearance hydrangeas that I got after Mother's Day, and they are in here. Now, all of this stuff that you see on the leaves is actually from the pest control company that come and treats our house a couple of times a year, and they sprayed in this area. They sprayed all over these plants, which I was pretty upset about, I'm not gonna lie. So they won't be doing that again. They've made notes on regarding that. So all the stuff you're kind of seeing on there, it does look like I have maybe a little bit of a powdery mildew on some of these. I don't know, they could use a nice rinse, but we'll check it out. And then I had bought a bunch of clearance impatiens that you're seeing right here. They were actually super scraggly. I think I still have a photo or a video. I never actually ended up putting up, I think, the video of that particular project, but I'll go ahead and pop it up here so you can see how they started out. But they held on throughout the whole summer. And now they're giving me a big burst of gorgeousness right here. So this guy's coming out, and we're going to be replacing him with, over here, I've got a couple of hydrangeas that I have had in my infirmary, and I have been revitalizing them, and they are going to go in its place. So let me take you over and show you where we are going to be putting the oak leaf hydrangea. Anyway, we're going to walk around here, out the side gate, and right here is where we're going to be putting the oak leaf hydrangea. I tried some dahlias here earlier in the season. It does not get enough light. Pretty much from here over gets a whole lot of shade, and so the dahlias did not do well. So I'm basically going to go ahead and plant the oak leaf hydrangea right there. Now there is a whole lot of clay here, so I'm going to pull out a lot of the clay and backfill it with compost to make it drain better and to start to build up that soil. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so that looks good. You can tell that I just don't think the plant was doing all that great in the spot I had it in, and then after the pest guys sprayed it, I don't know, it's just not looking so great. So anyway, I think it's going to be way happier in this space. It gets a lot of shade, but it has more room for its roots to grow. It gets more rainwater. I think it'll do really, really well. I'm not going to trim it back this year. I'm going to give it a couple of years just to do its thing before I really start cutting on it, unless it has like a crazy successful season next year, but we'll just see what happens. But let's go get those hydrangeas in the back transplanted into that large pot that I just took this out of. I just finished in the front.
Yeah, where you just finished in the front.
Yep.
What? What did you basketball with it?
I know. Where were you?
I was playing in the room. And then now I find you. Now I decided we play basketball. But I didn't know you already finished.
Yeah.
With the first.
Well, let me get this finished up because I'm filming right now, okay?
Okay. Do you think soon today I could watch something?
Buddy, we're not watching TV right now, okay? Please stop asking. Okay, so got that planted in. Here, the drip, 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 drip. I just watered it. It actually has 3 in here, a purple, a dark red, and a white adore. We'll see how they do. Here's some of them that bloomed this year. They're pretty until that guy sprayed them. Not so awesome. But anyway, we'll see how these do this year. Happy to have that project done. Okay. I look like I just ran a marathon. Okay, I'm going to have that project done. I wanted to touch base before we were done with today's video and talk to you a little bit about gardening mistakes. They're fine. Don't beat yourself up. I talk to so many people who are afraid to start gardening. They don't want to mess up. They don't know what to do. Stick something in the ground. Try it out and see what happens and learn from it. Sometimes you're going to have wonderful successes. Sometimes you're going to have epic failures. Sometimes you're going to have something right in the middle. And that's what I'm having with those hydrangeas. That oak leaf hydrangea, it just wasn't thriving. I don't know if it's the location. I don't know if it was lack of, maybe it needed more water. I don't know if it's the pest guy spraying on it. I don't know. So, but I'm willing to be like, yeah, it's not working. Yeah, I made a mistake. It's not good here. Let's try something else. Dig it up, move it somewhere else. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to move things around. It's okay to be like, you know what? This plant sucked. It had too many, mildew issues, pest problems, whatever. It's okay to just be like, it didn't work out and get rid of it. I don't like plants that stress me out, that I constantly have to worry over whether it's going to get aphids or whether it's going to get mealybugs or whatever. And it's just constant battle with it, and that it doesn't bring me any joy. And so that is something to definitely think about in your gardening, and just know that everybody makes gardening mistakes all the time. YouTube gardeners just aren't showing them as often. But we're all making mistakes. I feel like I am constantly 3 to 4 weeks behind on all gardening projects all the time. And I see these awesome people on Instagram are my favorites, and they're like, oh, you should be doing this week. And I'm like, yeah, that's not happening this week. and not having for a couple of weeks, y'all. And you know, I'm constantly like that, and I'm constantly like, let's just stick this in here and just see what happens. Just try this out. And I have things fail all the time, and then of course I have awesome successes. And every time I have success, it brings me joy. And truthfully, every time I have failure, I learned something, and that also brings me a certain level of joy. Not as much as beautiful flowers, but it does bring me some joy as well. So it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail in different parts of gardening. Just keep pushing on, keep trying things out, and keep working towards success. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.